Coming up, Sukuna's on the ropes, Yuji lands a game-changing hit, and Todo's final Boogie Woogie play. Plus, the shocking twist that could change everything. Attention Jujutsu Kaisen fans, you won't believe what happens in this chapter. Sukuna's in trouble, Yuji's on fire, and we've got jokes that'll knock your cursed socks off. Let's dive into the chaos. Chapter begins with a bang. The unlimited void domain's barrier shatters. Sukuna lands outside the barrier, his skin torn. He exclaims that even his malevolent shrine's barrier was destroyed simultaneously. Sukuna says he pulled it off. Even if purple is his ultimate technique, he's still not used to using it. Remember how I mentioned in our last video that the hollow purple technique wouldn't be powerful enough to take Sukuna down? Well, looks like that prediction was right on the money. It certainly did some damage, but our boy Sukuna is still kicking. Todo and Yuji immediately spring into action alongside Yuta. Todo asks Yuta to spam as many purples as he can once he recovers the cursed technique, and not to worry about them getting caught in the crossfire because he can avoid it using Boogie Woogie. Yuji shows no reaction towards Yuta using Gojo's body. He's focused. The narrator reveals that after using his domain, Sukuna is once again in a state where it's difficult for him to use his cursed technique. Sukuna having trouble using his cursed technique? Performance issues happen to the best of us, buddy. But in the next moment, Yuta immediately falls down, indicating that Kenjaku's cursed technique has stopped. The narrator explains that Kenny's cursed technique, which Yuta had copied, got burnt out once the domain broke. So, even before 5 minutes could pass, Kenny's cursed technique got halted. Yuta says, "Damn it. Rika, not haunting this body means copy is no longer mine, making limitless the burnt-out technique. I thought I would still be able to use Kenjaku's. Was there some trick behind Kenjaku being able to use his technique immediately following a domain expansion? I didn't take any information like that in when I copied his technique. I at least want to deploy a barrier for those two's sake." Todo notices Yuta reaching his limit and admires Sukuna for not loosening up his offense. Todo says, "I guess that's why they call him the King of Curses." Noticing Todo being distracted, Sukuna immediately lands a black flash on him. Sukuna notices Yuji reaching towards him and turns around to defend himself, but Todo instantly teleports Yuji behind Sukuna. Todo says he's not done yet. Thanks to Todo sending him to a blind spot, Yuji successfully lands some punches on Sukuna's face. Todo is slapping the Vibra Slap on his head to activate Boogie Woogie. Todo says, "Okatsu, that bundle of cursed energy." He still has shards of the barrier floating around. Until these shards disappear, there's no greater stage on which Boogie Woogie can shine. Even Yuta is not done yet. Hey, Jujutsu fam. If you're loving this breakdown and these curse-worthy jokes, don't forget that like button and subscribe. It helps me keep bringing you the latest JJK content faster than Gojo can say hollow purple. Now, back to the action. Yuji and Todo toy with Sukuna's senses. Yuji hits Sukuna with dismantle perfectly at the barrier between Sukuna and Megumi's soul. Yuji says, "I'll do it as many times as it takes. Wake up, Fushiguro." Sukuna is shocked as he realizes Yuji can selectively choose the target of his technique. Yuji is firing dismantle after dismantle directly at the barrier between Sukuna and Megumi's soul. Sukuna backs away as he thinks that if he continues taking those blows, he won't be able to maintain his body and will lose. Sukuna throws up some of his fingers and consumes them again. Sukuna throwing up fingers? Worst magic trick ever. Sukuna says, Yuji has used a binding vow that will ensure that Yuji's strikes will more effectively tear away Sukuna's soul from Megumi's body. Yuji cuts down the pillar on which Sukuna was standing and tries to land a punch, but Sukuna dodges it midair and strikes Yuji back. Sukuna dodging midair? He'd make a great candidate for Jujutsu's Got Talent, Aerial Edition. Sukuna says, "If I simply avoid those blows, they'll have no other moves as effective." Todo says, "If my spare Vibra Slap isn't recognized as my left hand, it won't function. Just one more time." Todo slaps his Vibra Slap, but there was no swap. Sukuna grins as he prepares to face Yuji, but Todo once again uses his Vibra Slap. It's Hana Kurusu with Angel's Curse technique that got swapped this time, and she's directly above Sukuna's head. Todo's vibroslap breaks as it does its job for the final time, and the narrator says through the use of Binding Vow, Todo's cursed technique range had been extended. That's what happens when you buy your cursed tools from the discount bin. Flashback to Yuta discussing with Hana as she was getting treated. Angel says their role ends once Hana dispels Gojo's seal. But Hana is worried about Megumi as she asks what would happen to him. Yuta apologizes to Hana and Angel as he says they may have to rely on their cursed technique in the end. He asks them to fire a Jacob's Ladder as a finishing blow to Sukuna. Yuta says it's an all-or-nothing gamble to attempt and split Sukuna and Megumi's soul. Yuta says when an opponent faces him, all they think about is what and how many techniques Yuta has copied and kept in stock. But they never stop to think about the possibility of the original user of the technique he copied appearing. Especially those who know the condition of his copy fall into the trap of thinking that Yuta has taken away the technique, rather than thinking he just copied it. Yuta says the true strength of his copy technique is the ability to have two of the same cards in his hand. The chapter ends with Hana blasting Angel's maximum output Jacob's Ladder technique. Jacob's Ladder technique? I hope they have insurance for that heavenly property damage. The editor's comment at the end of Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 263 reads, "At the 11th hour, they play their trump card. Where will this battle to the death go next?" This chapter really showcases the importance of teamwork in the Jujutsu world. We've got Todo, Yuji, Yuta, and even Hana all working together to take down Sukuna. It's like watching the Jujutsu Avengers assemble. But let's not count Sukuna out just yet. He's proven time and time again that he's got more tricks up his sleeve than a magician at a cursed energy convention. Will Jacob's Ladder be enough to split Sukuna and Megumi's souls? Or does the King of Curses have one more ace up his sleeve? Alright, Jujutsu theorists, it's time to put on our thinking caps. Here are some wild theories to ponder. 1. Could Sukuna's finger-eating moment be foreshadowing a potential separation from Yuji's body? 2. Is there a chance we might see Gojo make a surprise return to help finish off Sukuna? 3. What if Megumi manages to regain control at the last second, turning the tables on Sukuna? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Your theory could be the next big Jujutsu revelation. And that wraps up our breakdown of Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 263. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, each of my videos grants you 1 star, and by the end of the month, the number of my videos you've watched will be your final Jujutsu score. This video earns you 1 star. These are only for the viewers who watch till the end of this video. How many stars will you collect by the end of the month? Keep watching to find out. Until next time, stay cursed, my friends.